Welcome to the Loosen Up Your Painting podcast, the podcast for creatives looking to get inspiration, tips and advice on anything to do with art and creativity. If you enjoy creating something, then this is the podcast for you. I'm your host, Malcolm Dewey, a full-time artist at malcolmdeweyfineart.com, and let's begin the show. As the morning sun cast its golden glow over the serene landscape, the old Chinese artist stood at his easel, brush in hand, ready to breathe life onto the canvas before him. His once nimble fingers now trembled with age, a stark reminder of the limitations that time had imposed upon him. The artist had spent his youth traversing the majestic mountains that surrounded his village, seeking inspiration for his art. But now, as an old man confined to a small studio, he found himself longing for those days when he could physically immerse himself in nature's wonders. The mountains were still there, standing tall and proud, but he could only explore them through faded memories. Yet within this physical constraint lay a hidden world that only he could access. A realm of dreams and imagination that became a wellspring of inspiration for his art. When sleep embraced him each night, he would wander through landscapes untouched by time or age. In these dreamscape wanderings, he found solace and liberation from the limitations of an aging body. The artist believed that landscape paintings held a duality that encompassed both material and spiritual aspects. They were not mere representations of nature, but gateways into unseen dimensions, where emotions and ideas flowed freely like rivers cascading down cliffs or clouds drifting across vast skies. But with time weighing heavily upon him, there was also an underlying fear within the artist. A fear that his physical limitations would prevent him from transmitting these hidden messages through his art. He worried that future generations would be unable to decipher the whispers embedded within each brushstroke, and so it became his mission to find ways to ensure these messages endured beyond his own lifetime. He experimented with techniques like layering colors to create depth and texture in his paintings. Each stroke held intentionality as he sought to convey not just what met the eye but also what lay beneath. Emotions, wisdom, and the essence of existence itself. For the artist, art was not merely a medium for expression, it was a language beyond words. As he aged and found verbal communication more challenging, his paintings became his voice. They allowed him to communicate ineffable thoughts and feelings that eluded linguistic description. He believed that this form of expression held particular significance for individuals who were old or infirm. Through their art, they could transcend their physical limitations and reveal their innermost thoughts and emotions to the world. Art became a powerful tool to bridge the gaps between generations, allowing each brushstroke to carry the weight of collective experiences. In one of his paintings, the artist captured a serene mountain lake reflecting the vibrant colors of autumn foliage. At first glance, it appeared as a simple depiction of nature's beauty, but upon closer inspection, hidden within the brushstrokes were messages about impermanence, reminding viewers that just as seasons change and leaves fall from trees, so too does life ebb and flow in constant flux. This revelation highlighted how landscape painting served as a window into unseen wonders for younger generations. It opened their eyes to layers of meaning that might otherwise go unnoticed. an invitation to see beyond what meets the eye. The artist saw himself as an ambassador for these hidden depths within nature's canvas. Through his artwork, he aimed to awaken others' curiosity and instill in them a deep appreciation for the world around them. He wanted younger individuals to engage with art not just on a superficial level, but also as a means to expand their perception and understanding of life's mysteries. The hidden messages within art continued a dialogue with future ages long after he would be gone. This timeless quality reminded the artist of the importance of preserving and appreciating art across time. Each stroke held a connection to ancestors, a thread that wove through the tapestry of cultural heritage, providing insights into their thoughts, experiences, and the collective wisdom of those who came before. Art has tremendous power to shape civilizations and foster a sense of continuity between different eras. The secrets whispered through brushstrokes invite viewers to contemplate elusive truths about life, spirituality, and the human condition. With every stroke he made on his canvas, the old Chinese artist hoped to leave behind a legacy that would continue to unveil the hidden landscape for generations to come. This little story is based on a quote from a Chinese artist dated more or less AD 400. The quote goes along the following lines: "Landscapes have a material side and a spiritual influence also. I can only paint my pictures and spread my color over the cloud-topped mountains to transmit for future ages the hidden meaning which lies beyond all description in words." I think this quote is really important to me at least, and I'm sure to many others. Perhaps it resonates with you too. For all of us artists in perhaps the second half of our life, we have a much stronger appreciation of time and how quickly it passes, and maybe a sense of the limitations that come with a short life on this planet. Of all the art forms, I've chosen painting, but for others it can be writing, creating poetry, music, and many other forms of creative expression. All of these contain our own outlook, a view of life, emotions, concepts, everything that is within our mind. We try to communicate through our hands, our voices, our words, and in my case, painting, and perhaps you are also a painter and communicating via the paintbrush. For many of you who have started painting in retirement and discovered that you have this latent talent that is coming out, maybe you regret not having started a lot sooner, but that would be a waste of time. Regret is really not worth the trouble at all. Rather focus on the present and appreciate that you've now got this form of expression. Perhaps painting is difficult to you and you're struggling with it. Well, that as well is a worthwhile struggle. Painting's not easy, but it's still a lot of fun. Of all the difficult things I've done in my life, I think painting is the one that I've chosen to persist with because it provides me so much pleasure every time I solve a painting problem. I also have a strong connection to the landscape, to nature. Many of my paintings, you'll probably see a figure walking along the road or a lane amongst trees or something like that. I'm not quite sure why a solitary figure is the case, but perhaps the explanation is quite simple. For the most part, I'm going on walks by myself and enjoying the peace and solitude with my thoughts, or just experiencing what nature's offering at that moment. And this is coming through into my paintings. So hopefully, if you know me, you'll know why I enjoy the landscape and can see that from my paintings. I've got no doubt that whatever you are painting or subjects that you are choosing, they tell the world about you. And maybe this is particularly important to your family and friends who recognize you in your work. Whatever the case may be, or your motivation, remember that painting is an honorable pastime, one of the highest forms of creativity. It's not just a wonderful hobby, it can be a life-transforming process of getting to know yourself and getting comfortable with yourself and others. So if you ever wonder why you want to paint, or maybe you've started and are not sure of whether you're wasting your time and money, remember the quote of the Chinese artist, and perhaps you can find the hidden meaning that lies beyond all description in words and communicate that through your paintbrush. Let me know in the comments, if you can, of your experience as an artist, what motivated you, what keeps you going, and even your struggles. Perhaps we can all help each other just a little bit. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, please subscribe, please leave a comment or a review, and don't forget to join me on my YouTube channel as well. I have many instructional videos and also information that can be helpful to you in your development as an artist. You can also find more information at malcolmdeweyfineart.com. Until next time, happy painting and cheers for now.